Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Elgan Jundullah Annasyid, and I'm here to tell you about my favorite movie entitled The Truman Show. And I will tell you the analysis about this movie. Yeah, let's go to the first slide. So here we are in the first slide. So the movie's title is The Truman Show, and the genre is drama, psychological drama, and a little bit of comedy in it. And the director is Peter Weir. The main characters are actors. There is Jim Carrey as a Truman Burbank, Ed Harris as a Christoph, and Laura Linney as the Merrill Burbank. Let's move to the overview. Here I will explain you about four contents. There's plot, setting, characters, and moral values. So let's move to the plot. I will explain 4 points here. I will explain the beginning, rising action, climax, and resolution. So let's start with the beginning. Truman Burbank raised in an island called Sea Haven. He is a grown-up man who has a normal and happy life. So Truman's seemingly has a perfect life because he got job, he got wives, beautiful wives, and really good relationship with his family. He also has a lot of friends and colleagues that really have a good relationship with him. And there's nothing suspicious about his life, just enjoy his life and seems happy. And the rising action, he realized there is something suspicious about his life. He notices repeated patterns with radio signals describing his movements and questions the behavior of people around him. So in the beginning, there is a scene where a stage lamp fell off from the sky, so it's really suspicious, right? Where it came from. He just curious about it and feel weird about it. And there is also a scene where he on his way on to his office, he just turned on the radio on his car and just hear the news or musics, but suddenly there's a glitch on his radio and the frequency changed into someone who describing the exact movement of him, like his car go to the left and then the radio say the same, and when he go to the right or on the other street, then the radio say the same. And then the behavior of people around him, for example, like when he shout or he did a silly things, the people didn't react for that behavior, so he just like they are very stiff and not like have a natural movement. Then the climax, Truman finally decides to escape. He overcomes his fear and sails into the ocean. In response, Christoph creates a violent storm to stop him. So Truman finally decides to escape because he knows that his life being broadcast to over the world. There's a camera, hidden camera in everywhere, in bedroom, in room, in his office, and in his workplace. There are so many hidden camera, 1,000 maybe of 5,000 in his life. So he tried to escape and overcome his fear and sails to the ocean. But Christoph didn't want to make it happen. Then he created a really big storm and waves in the ocean, tried to avoid Truman escape from his island. And the resolution, when Truman reaches the edge of the artificial world, Krista speaks to him directly, trying to persuade him, but Truman rejects the fake world, bows and exit through the door into the real world. So here, finally, after a fight with a lot of struggle, such as storm, big waves, and so on, he finally reaches the edge of the artificial world. Christoph's boat collide with a wall, a big wall, and yeah, it's actually the edge of the artificial world. And Christoph, there is a voice from Christoph from the sky. Christoph, the director of the show, he speaks to the Truman to persuade him to just stay in the artificial world, because his life can be really comfortable. And yeah, the director has give Truman's good life, his jobs, his wife, his family, and friends. But Truman realized that all that thing in this artificial world is fake, it's a lie. So Truman rejects the fake world, and he wanna escape from this world. And eventually, in the end, he bowed to the television, he bowed to the camera, and say his iconic word, his last word in the show, because you know that everyone's all over the world watch his reality show right now. And yeah, he bows to the audience, and then say good morning, and in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Then we move to the setting. Place. The story takes place in Sea Haven, a seemingly perfect seaside town. However, this town is actually just a massive, enormous artificial island, artificial town that covered with a giant dome in it. So Christoph just make the artificial life as same as the normal life. The island, the town, the people, just like a normal place. The time, the movie is set in a modern contemporary time in 1990s, reflecting everyday life during that period. Truman's lifestyle feels a bit old-fashioned and idealized, like a perfect suburban life from earlier decades. And here's the key characters. There are Truman Burbank, Christoph, and Meryl Burbank. Truman represents human freedom and the search for truth. At first, he is innocent and accepts his word as normal, but as he notices inconsistencies, his curiosity grows into courage. Christoph symbolizes control. He acts like a creator, controlling everything Truman does, which raises questions about ethics and authority. So here Christoph, he controlled Truman's whole life. All things in his life is actually assets that controlled by Christoph. His friends, his family, his wife, all that is asset is a fake relationship. The town, the sky, even the rain and the sun is all fake. And Meryl Burbank. Meryl represents fake relationships. She plays the role of a loving wife, but her emotions are scripted. This shows how Truman's personal life is exploited for entertainment. So here Meryl Burbank has taken part on all these scenarios. She controlled by Christoph also. Christoph won Meryl as Truman's wife, and have a take a part in this in the show, in this reality show. And here is the last slides, the moral values. So there are 3 points. The first one is the importance of freedom, the value of truth, and the respect for privacy and ethics. So, the importance of freedom. The movie teaches that freedom is a basic human right. Even though Truman lives in a perfect world, it is meaningless because he has no control over his life. So here we know that Truman seemingly has a perfect life because he got job, he got wife and friends, a good colleague, and etc. But here, all that things, all that people, there are fake. There are just people that controlled by Christoph, the director of the show. So yeah, it is meaningless because they are controlled by the director. And the value of truth. It shows that truth is more important than comfort. Truman chooses to live a safe but fake life to face the unknown real world. In the end, he rejects. In the end, Truman rejects Christoph because Christoph wants Truman to stay in the artificial world because he got all the good things in his life, such as job, friends, a good wife, beautiful wife, and etc. But Roman chooses to live the perfect world to face the unknown real world, the reality. The respect for privacy and ethics. The film highlights that everyone deserves privacy and dignity. Truman's entire life is broadcast without his consent, which is unethical. So here, you know that Truman's Truman life is being broadcast to all over the world. All people can watch his daily lives, daily activities. In his room, it is bedroom, and yeah, all his activities are watched by people all over the world. So there is no privacy and ethics inside it. So that's all, guys, my explanation about the movie, my analysis about the movie. So I hope that you guys can get the insight from my explanation, and I hope you guys can watch this movie because it's interesting and really engaging. It's different from the other movie. On the other hand, this movie really meaningful, has a lot of moral values in it, and yeah, you guys can get a lot of moral values and insight from this movie. So I really recommend this movie to watch. So thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.